Well, hello, and welcome to today's edition of Between the Weights. It's a little bit later today, so whatever. Forgive me. I apologize for not being on the exact same time, always. Crazy thing happened to me today that reminded me of another story that I had heard, but I don't know if you've ever experienced this. Probably, because it seems to happen a lot, unless you're the one doing it. I was driving down the road, and apparently the guy behind me didn't think that I was driving fast enough, so they pulled out in front of me, right? I mean, they pulled out to the side, they zipped him over and then got back in front of me real quick, right, so that they could make a right-hand turn. And I was making a right-hand turn also, so I just happened to still be sort of behind these people, and they were just driving very, very aggressively down Elk Grove Boulevard, right, in and out of traffic, trying to drive real fast. And that happened on this side of Elk Grove, and I was on my way to pick up Emerson from school, which is all the way on the other side of Elk Grove, right? So I was just making my way down Elk Grove Boulevard, right? And I got to Elk Grove, Florence. So that's like, I don't know, 2-3 miles, maybe a little bit more down Elk Grove Boulevard, right? And I got in the left-hand turn lane. Lo and behold, who was there? Right next to the person that was just driving crazy, right? And that reminded me of a story I heard. I was listening to the Tim Ferriss podcast one time. I forget the name of his guest. Someone rich and famous, I think. But he was relating a story about he's a cyclist, and he has all of his cycle gear. He's got a really nice road bike with all the gear to measure distance and time and all of that stuff, right? And he would ride this same path, must have been down in like Southern California, be riding down the beach, right? And he would take the same course every time, right? And he would ride it as hard as he could, and to try to, for time, right? He was riding it for time, trying to improve as a cyclist, right? And so he would do this a lot. So much that he kind of knew generally how long it was going to take for him to accomplish this ride, right? And he would stress out about it, and he would get really angry at people that were getting in his way and slowing him down, or that were walking on the ride part of the trail or whatever, right? And he would get super stressed out and just like, oh, I gotta go faster, and putting just like mentally just like working just lots and lots of stress, right? One day he was like, well, whatever, like I'm just gonna relax today, and he calmed down. He rode the same path as normal, right? Except he wasn't worried about how fast he was going to go. He was just going to ride. It was just a leisurely ride down the path, right? And when he got to the end, he noticed that it took him the exact same time, right? So all of that extra stress and effort and being panicky and getting angry at people really was for nothing, right? Just like the person in their car this morning. They were needlessly being reckless, and in the end, it didn't save them any time, right? Not at all. And I think there are other aspects of our life where we do this exact same thing and we don't realize it, right? Lots of unnecessary stress or anxiety we put upon ourselves to accomplish a thing, where if we just sort of took a breath and was a little bit more relaxed about it, we would get things done just as well, if not as good, if not better, and our mind frame would be better. So in the end, we net positive, right? We come out in the end better than we were initially, right? And I think that it kind of reminds me of this thing that we would say in the Marine Corps, is that slow is smooth and smooth is fast, right? You can be trying to do something quickly and being frantic and like freaking out about it, where if you're just like take a breath, calm down, and just go at a pace that's just a little bit slower, you end up not having hiccups or like getting crazy, and not only are you calmer and happier, you get the task done better and quicker, right? So these lessons, I don't know, whatever, take from that what you will. See you next time.